Well, crime doesn't just stop because there's a pandemic. That's why a local self-defense instructor is going live on Facebook to teach people self-defense skills. The founder of Bishop 30 Solutions can't hold in-person classes right now, but he says people can still learn virtually. He's focusing on a different topic each week.
We don't want people to go after a bad guy or an intruder in their house. We teach them to barricade. But you may need to maneuver through your house to get to your kids because kids come first. So you'd want to barricade from there.
He's going live on Facebook weekdays at 11 throughout the rest of the month. And for more information, just go to rocketcitynow.com.